Tribe and the Royals continue their 4-game series. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Kansas City got the victory last night, and thought it was interesting afterwards. Royals manager Ned Yost says he starts every ball game trying to figure out how he's going to get to Joakim Soria in the 9th inning, and why not? Because once he gets to him, it's pretty much a lockdown victory.
It is automatic. He has saved 34 consecutive games. Known as the Mexicutioner in Kansas City, this guy has 41 saves, which is second in the league, and he has saved 65% of the Royals' wins this year. They're hitting about $140 off him. He is just unhittable, and he showed you last night why. He continues to go out there and just throw strikes, and this guy, to me, has been the best in the league this year, without a doubt.
Definitely a luxury to have that guy at the back end of your bullpen. Meanwhile, tonight's pitching matchup is brought to you by the G Series from Gatorade. 3 fuels for 3 stages of the game. Gatorade has evolved. That's G.
Well, these two guys matched up against each other in the last start. Luke Hochevar beating Josh Tomlin. He is 2-0 against the Indians this year. Josh has pitched very well here at Progressive Field, 3-1 and a 3.42. They'll get a rematch tonight.
Indians and the Royals, it's game 2 in this 4-game series, and we're back with all the play-by-play action coming up next. The City Royals. It's game 2 in this 4-game weekend series. Josh Tomlin on the hill for the Tribe tonight. Let's get a look at Ned Yost, starting 9 for Kansas City. Gregor Blanco back into the leadoff spot. He's in center field. Mike Aviles is at third base tonight, batting second. Billy Butler will DH. Then Wilson Betterman is over at second base, batting cleanup. Kila Kaiahui is at first. Brian Pena back in the lineup catching tonight. Then it's Alex Gordon, Yuniesky Betancourt, and Mitch Meyer.
Tonight's starting pitcher, Josh Tomlin, brought to you by the Indians Team Shops, where you get 2 tickets if you spend $50. Josh Tomlin making his 11th start. Now, in his first 10 starts, he's thrown at least 5 innings in each of his first 10 starts, and that ties a streak with Steve Dunning, who did it in 12 games back in 1970. Herb Score had 10 games back in 1955. But in his last start against the Royals, he was beat 6-4.
First pitch of the ballgame is up high to Blanco. 81 degrees, our game time temperature here in downtown Cleveland. And a strike is called. Quickly evens the count. Just a beautiful night here in downtown Cleveland. Had a brief shower pass through the area. Actually, I think what that did is it cooled things off just a little bit.
It sure did.
Now the 1-2. And Blanco fouls it out of play. He's been out of the lineup the last few days because Gerard Dyson, the center fielder, and the catcher Lucas May got 3 straight starts. And Ned Yost, the Royals manager, says, as a player, it's tough to put anything together when you're only playing a game here and you're sitting a couple of 3 days. He said, I want to give guys opportunity to play back-to-back or 3 days in a row.
It's almost like spring training.
And Blanco is out looking to start the ball game.
Let's check the defense behind Tomlin this evening. It looks like this. Duncan is in left, Crow is in center, Chu is in right. At third base, it'll be Jason Nix. Cabrera back in there at short tonight. That's a good sign. Sutton is at second, Brown at first, and behind the plate is Lou Marson.
Mike Aviles, 1 for 5 with a home run last night. He drilled it right down the left field line onto the home run porch in the first inning in last night's game.
Well, he has got the long ball stroke working. He had 5 homers in his last about 43 at-bats.
Yeah. He couldn't hold up. Chased the breaking ball, 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Boy, Tomlin went right at him with the slider. And Avila strikes out, 2 down. Tonight's achievement of the game is brought to you by PNC Bank. For the achiever in us all, Kevin Seitzer, the Royals hitting coach, completing his second season on the job under Ned Yost now.
Yeah, and he was a Kansas City guy anyway, lived there, so it works well for him. Used to have a batting school in Kansas City where, there were some former major leaguers that went to him. He went to the Arizona Diamondbacks prior to getting the Kansas City job.
In the air, center field. And Billy Butler flies out, and the Royals go 1-2-3. Good start for Josh Tomlin. Indians coming to bat when we come back. No score, bottom of the first, Tribe coming to bat. And the Indians starting lineup presented by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Trevor Crow, after a 3-hit performance last night, leads it off as Drupal Cabrera back in the lineup. Then it's Chu, Hafner, Duncan, Brown, Jason Nix, Drew Sutton, and Lou Marson. Trevor was not in the starting lineup last night. Michael Brantley was scratched prior to the game with some tightness in his hamstring, and Trevor Crow responded by going 3 for 4 with a double, and he's right back in there again tonight.
Why not? A couple of stolen bases as well. Had a good night. Luke Hoshaver was matched up against Tomlin the last time these two pitchers started. Hoshaver got the best of him. It's a 6-4 ball game. And you go back to May 20th here in this ballpark. Hoshaver completed the game through 9 innings. Gave up 4 hits and 3 runs in a 9-3 win over the Indians.
1-2 pitch. Pop back out of play.
Were they waving at us?
Indians try to stop a 5-game losing streak. The 1-2 pitch. Popped up and out of play.
Yeah, that wind may push it out of here. Although now it looks like it's switched again.
Yeah, it was blowing directly out of the south all day, and it was blowing hard. But when we got down to the ballpark, when the rain moved through the area, and it moved through rather swiftly, winds shifted. Now they're blowing in off the lake. One ball, 2 strikes for Trevor Crowe. Up high, 2-2. Mentioned the Indians having lost 5 straight, and with that, they're just a half game better than Baltimore.
Boy, that's hard to believe, isn't it? The way Baltimore started.
Seattle now has the worst record in the league at 58-94. Pittsburgh, the worst record in baseball at 53-99. In the dirt. So from 1-2 to 3-2 for Trevor Crowe.
Well, last night it was a steady dose of fastball changeups from Sean O'Sullivan, where he kept the hitters off speed, off stride, and a few breaking balls as well. But they seemed to be caught in between.
The 3-2, and Crowe with a line smash up the middle, and already his 4th hit in the series, and the Indians get their leadoff man aboard to start the game.
Well, he did a nice job of working his way back into the count to get himself a good 3-2 pitch to hit. And he did. Right back up the middle, stayed on it. Used the big part of the field. They did a good job yesterday, with leadoff man aboard. Looking at the numbers of Luke Hoshaver making his 16th start, 17th appearance, 6-5. 2 of those 6 wins against the Tribe. 92 innings, 67 strikeouts, and 33 walks.
To your point, Rick, about the performance of O'Sullivan last night, Manny Yakta said after the game, yeah, he had a good changeup. Yeah, he pitched well behind in the count, but we didn't help ourselves out any at the plate.
No, they didn't. They had opportunities. 5 innings. 5 out of the first 7, they had the leadoff man aboard.
As Dribble Cabrera back into the lineup. Missed a couple of days after he landed awkwardly on that wrist in Minnesota. And I think more than anything, just some precautionary time off for Cabrera.
Well, he had that wrist checked out as well from Dr. Graham, so.
And the 1-1. Throw to first instead. After swiping a pair of bags last night, KC going to try to keep a close eye on Crowe. And the 1-1 is in the dirt to put Crowe ahead 2-1. Brian Payne, he's got those nails painted.
It's Friday night.
I wonder if he has to go to a manicurist to get that done.
It's Friday night. He's going down to the
flats
going
after
the game.
No.
Well, that makes it easier for the pitcher to see the signs. Some catchers will put tape on their fingers, but, you just put that nail polish that glows. We did that one year in fantasy camp to Woody Held. Put it on his hands and make glowed in day and night.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Time was called before delivery.
Got a late call right there.
I was just thinking, you've got to be pretty comfortable with your masculinity to put the nail polish on.
Well, no, not when you're a catcher. And you can see from our center field camera, you can see the signs he's putting down. It makes it a lot easier.
Fouled out of play.
Some catchers, when they give their signs, sometimes they'll put them so far back, and you want to put it back so the base runners can't see it, and it's dark in there, and you get a shadow.
And, the amazing thing, too, over the years you learn, there are no tricks that haven't been discovered in baseball by players and coaches and managers. And if the catcher doesn't really protect his signs, they'll see him. They'll figure it out.
Sure they will. And you can give them, your coaches can relay signs. That's the old art.
One down for Shin-Soo Choo. I remember there was a guy, I don't remember who it was, but, when he was given the signs, he was dropping his hands down, and they could see him from the dugout.
Right.
They could just literally see how many fingers.
As a base runner or a base stealer and you're on first base, you will sit down and see if you can see the catcher give signs. And a lot of times, when there used to be some catchers that you could see, when you'd see a breaking ball they put down, because they only use one sign from first base, you would steal on that pitch, knowing it's going to be an off-speed pitch or a breaking ball.
The whole art of, trying to steal signs as a runner at second base has been around as long as probably they've played baseball.
Oh, yeah. There's no question. Anything to give you an edge. I don't think a lot of teams do it anymore, but I think teams that have been together, veteran teams, they'll do it. That's why you have to continue to change your signs.
And the 1-0 pitch. Well, that was my next question to you, because I've heard you say that, and I've heard other people say that. I don't think guys steal signs, today like they used to. But if that's the case, then why are they still changing signs? They got to be doing it. You just never know.
Trying. When you get a guy that's been on second base after 2 or 3 hitters, it's pretty simple. I'm not saying it's not, algebra or anything. You only have so many fingers and only have so many pitches. It's a process of elimination.
Especially after you see a couple, as you said, once you see a couple of sequences, then you pretty much
have
got
an
to figure it
idea.
out.
Yeah, you sure you do.
The 3-0. Choo with a line drive base hit to center. Crow coming around third. He'll be waved home. He'll score easily. And the Indians draw first blood as Choo gets his 83rd run batted in on the year. After being held hitless last night against Kansas City, he burns him with a base hit, driving in a run here in the first.
I got some people out in the Choo crew that are loving this. It's like our McDonald's. I'm loving it. Choo with a base hit. Give the Indians an early 1-0 lead. His 83rd RBI. He had a great weekend against the Royals last weekend in Kansas City. See if that can continue.
So Choo takes his lead at first with 1 out for Travis Hafner. Funny story in the Kansas City newspaper today. And understand that this story is truly tongue-in-cheek. But Ned Yost arrived at the ballpark yesterday at the same time that Shin-Soo Choo was pulling into the Indians players lot. And as they walked to the stairs that go down to the clubhouse level, Ned Yost said, "Yeah, I'm not going to say the thought didn't go through my mind," he said. And again, tongue-in-cheek. And he said, then I told Choo, you better go down the stairs first, because I was real tempted to trip him and let him tumble down the stairs and then apologize and hope he wouldn't play for 4 days. Ned said he just smiled at me. I don't think he understood a word I said.
Oh, he did. He understood it.
Now, again, Ned Yost's club did a great job last night holding Chu hitless on the night. He said, quote, "We just executed our pitches." When you go back and look at the homers he hit in Kansas City, they just weren't good pitches. He's a very good hitter, and very good hitters hit pitches that aren't very good a long way.
Well, last night they got him with the changeup to strike out in one at-bat, and they elevated the fastball on Chu last night, and he was swinging at it.
A ball and 2 strikes to Hafner.
And that's the case. How many times have we said during the course of the year, Matt, you know what, the hitters will let you know if you're not making a good pitch. They're going to hit it hard somewhere. They may not get a hit, but it's going to be allowed out. When you get the ball down, you have a chance of getting ground balls and hitters that'll take the sting out of their bat.
Grounded foul, first base side. You know, it's interesting. Sometimes numbers tell the whole story, and sometimes they don't. The Indians have lost 5 in a row, and in this streak, they're batting .293 with runners in scoring position.
They just haven't had anybody in scoring position.
Bingo. So there's a case where the numbers don't always tell the whole story. What is that, Tommy? Only 8 attempts? Wow. Swing and a miss. Hafner strikes out, 2 down.
Let's check out Kansas City's defense, which is brought to you by Huntington Bank. Gordon in left, Blanco in center. Meyer is in right. Aviles at third tonight. Betancourt the shortstop. Benjamin, that's a big second baseman over there at second. Kaiahui at first with Pena behind the plate. That's Benjamin. He's a big second baseman. Ned Yost wants to look and see if Aviles can play third base. That's why they switched positions today.
He's got his socks pulled up, too. Makes him look even bigger.
Yeah, no kidding.
The umpires tonight, Mark Carlson behind the plate. Jeff Kellogg at first. Crew chief Larry Vaughn over at second. Jeff Nelson down at third. Foul out of play. So, just to reiterate, the runners in scoring position, 8 attempts per game in the last 5 games for the Indians.
That doesn't give you many opportunities at all. And a lot of times the Indians' opportunities have come with 2 outs, which was we've been saying all year, the toughest hit to get in baseball. They've done a good enough job in that department. But consistently scoring runs over 50%, or almost right at 50% of the time, this team has scored 3 runs or less in a ball game. 77 times this year out of their 153rd game.
This is 154, so that's out of 153. 1-2 pitch. In tight. Luke Hochevar has given up a run here in the first. Runner at first base with 2 down. Shelley Duncan with a 2-2 count. He was 0 for 2, did walk twice last night. Time called again just before he was ready to pitch.
That's the second time in this inning that Mark Carlson's given the hitter time out. A lot of times the umpire will not give it to him.
But I think the reason he's given it to him is because Hochevar he's taken that long pause because of the runner. It was Crow earlier, and now he knows Chu can take off on him as well, so he's trying to play the old cat and mouse game.
Well, then it's good as a hitter that you do that then. You don't want to sit up there and be flat-footed.
Chu, 20 homers, 20 steals on the year. Now 83 driven in. Duncan strikes out to end the inning, but the Indians get on the board first. After 1, Tribe 1, Royals nothing. Play hard, eat fresh. By Continental Airlines. Work hard, fly right. And by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. It's a 1-0 Indians lead as we move to the second inning. And Wilson Betterman leading off was 1 for 4 last night. Strike is called. 2-1. Betterman, then Keila Kaiahui and Brian Pena for the Royals here in inning number 2. Missed inside. 3-1 the count. Betterman has a good eye. He's walked only 34 times this year. It seems like when the Indians have played him, though, he's drawn a ton of walks. And that's ball 4 right there. So he leads it off with a base on balls, and it brings up Keila Kaiahui. Kaiahui homered last night, and that was a big momentum changer in the game. The Indians had just closed the gap to within a run, and he came back in the next half inning and blasted a ball out of here to right field.
Well, that was a big fly, too. That thing went a long way. What it did, it just gave him that insurance run when you have that executioner in the bullpen.
Boy, good looking pitch. Didn't get the call. It's 2-0.
You know, for Josh Tomlin, of what we've seen, it's only his 11th start. It seems like he has maybe one inning that'll be a rough one. You know, it's happened a couple of times, and, you know, they spotted him a 3-0 lead in his last start. But, you know, he hits a little bump in the road, then he settles down and gets through it.
You know, his last start, he used the phrase, he lost his release point.
Okay.
When, you know, things went south for him in that one inning.
Right. That can happen. You go out there sometimes. Well, we may call it sit up here and say he's nibbling.
I don't know that a lot of us know exactly what that means, though, to lose your release point.
Well, when you're out there and that slot, your arm's in a certain slot where you don't think about it, and you're throwing the ball and you're finding the strike zone, and all of a sudden you just can't find that slot that your arm's supposed to be in. It happens to Justin Masterson a lot because he's so big and long, and there's so many moving parts that it's tough to find his arm slot. Once he finds it, he's in the groove. But it can happen to any pitcher. Well, it can happen to any fielder. When you're throwing a ball, sometimes you're on the move. Sometimes you just don't feel it. I don't know if it's.
That was my next question to you. Is that just something that happens with pitchers because they have to be so fine with their command, whereas, you know, as an outfielder or an infielder, you just have to throw to an area.
Happens to everybody.
Fouled out of play.
When you have to throw to that area, it's still a well-defined area as a fielder. Because you're still looking at an area like that, you know, a box you're trying to throw it into. And you have a little farther to throw it.
Sometimes what seems so simple is not.
Well, yeah, anything that seems simple isn't. These guys make it look too easy at this level.
Lays off, full count. Brian Pena, switch hitting catcher, waits on deck. String is out for Kaiahui, with Betterman already aboard via the walk.
See if Ned starts him.
He does. No, he started and then stopped. No matter. Crow is back to grab it. And Betterman retreats to first, one down.
Well, the reason why I was thinking about that, because he can strike out a lot.
Here's our great clip of the game from last night in his first Major League inning. Vinny Pistano struck out a batter, got through it scoreless, did a nice job. Relax, you're at Great Clips.
Had to feel good for him to get in there. Not only struck out a batter, struck out their best hitter.
Yeah, that's a good point. Benny Pistano, key member of that Columbus Clippers team that won the International League and the AAA overall championship.
Brian Pena been getting a lot of the catching after Jason Kendall had surgery on his shoulder. Ended up winning the American League Player of the Week a couple of weeks ago. Right before Chu, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. Because I remember we were in Kansas City and we were talking about, was it Aviles? Somebody else was like, well, this guy might win Player of the Week.
Well, Aviles was playing very well, but he was coming off of it, Brian Pena.
Check swing foul, but it was Chu who ended up with the award, thanks to his performance in Kansas City. But Ned Yost is in a similar situation that Manny Acta is in that he's got a lot of young guys that he's trying to get a look at.
Yep.
Who fits where for next year? Who has a potential legitimate chance to make their ball club? A lot of what they see, not just in this small time period, but it just adds more information to the file so that when they sit down in the offseason, okay, what do we need to go out now and maybe look to find, whether it be through free agency or trade?
Well, as every team has their meetings at the end of the year with their major league staff, their scouts, and everybody else that comes in, and it's, that's exactly what they do. You get on a rating system, see what you're going to need, see who may have that opportunity to compete come spring training and next year. And just because they're getting a look, we've always said September and spring training are the two toughest times to make decisions on players.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out already. 3 Ks for Tomlin tonight. 2 down here in the second.
He looks like to me he's got a pretty good cutter going tonight. Very sharp. He already has 3 strikeouts. He's not a strikeout guy, but you can see the break of that pitch. Very sharp. Late break.
Gordon shoots it out of play. Alex Gordon 1 for 4. He doubled in last night's game. Well, when it comes to evaluating, there's no question this guy is a big part of the Royals' plans. He made the transition from third base to the outfield. So unless something unforeseen pops up in the offseason, he's going to be their left fielder next year.
Yeah, an interesting guy that we don't talk about and has been down because of an injury was David DeJesus, who's a free agent at the end of the year, was their left fielder. He was possibly, a lot of teams talking about him at the trade deadline. He was having a very good year, ran into the wall in Yankee Stadium, and I think he hurt his wrist or busted a wrist and was out for the remainder of the season. So you don't know if they're going to go after him.
Down low. Yeah, Rick, I couldn't remember. I can check it out here real quick. With DeJesus, I'm not sure if he's a free agent or if it's an option situation. Because he's already publicly come out and said, I want to be back. I want to come back next year. And Dayton Moore was kind of non-committal, which he has to be as the general manager. High pop. Left center, Duncan and Crow. It's Crow there. He's got it. Another good inning for Josh Tomlin. Bottom of the second coming up. 1-0 Cleveland. who has walked one, struck out 3 in 2 innings of work. Tribe on top 1-0. Jordan Brown leading off, looks at ball 1 up high from Luke Hoshaver. Just to clean up one piece of business, I did check. David DeJesus for next year with the Royals has an option. So Kansas City has to decide whether or not they were going to officially pick that up. Everyone seems to believe in the Kansas City camp that they will, as Betancourt puts that away, because it's not an astronomical amount of money that's going to be,
So if they don't pick him up, then he is a free agent.
Then he would be a free agent if they decline the option. So, but you look at. I'm sure that's why they're giving Gerard Dyson and Gregor Blanco a long look, because that could go a long way to making the determination.
Right.
What do you do about picking up that option? Jason Nix 1 for 4 with a double last night. Luke Hoshaver delivers, and Nix hits a high drive to left field. Back goes Gordon. He's out of room. It's out of here. Jason Nix with his 12th home run as an Indian. His 13th on the year. His 31st run batted in, and it makes it a 2-0 Indians lead.
The 9th home run given up by Luke Hoshaver, and it's going to be a solo shot. He got that one up and in. And Nix can hit that pitch. He likes that fastball in, turns on it, gets it into the right around the home run porch, comes back onto the field, but it'll be a 2-0 Indians lead.
Big curve hangs high for Drew Sutton.
You always smile after you get a pitch like that. He did the damage to it.
Well, he jumped on it too. As you say, as a hitter, when a pitch is up in the strike zone, it's almost like you can see the hitter's eyes widen.
Yeah. And as a hitter, you feel when you see that pitch, you shouldn't miss it. You should at least hit it hard.
Grounded to first, scooped by Kaiahui. 2 down. Well, it's time now for the AT&T trivia question tonight. AT&T Rethink Possible. First pitcher to record 40 saves in a season. Who was the first? I mean, you got Raleigh Fingers, Goose Gossage. Bruce Sutter might have been the first, though, huh?
Well, you remember
Dan Quisenberry?
There's 40 saves a lot.
That stays fair. Pena flips down to first, and the inning is over. But the Indians now lead it 2-0 thanks to the Jason Nix dinger. Our Miller Taste Greatness moment. We've got some students from Ashland University, I understand, here tonight.
Now, where did you find them at?
Dr. Murray told me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He's an Ashland University alumni, you see, so he would know that.
Okay, you alumni stick together. There they are.
Unieski Betancourt leading off the third inning.
They let Mr. Murray in Ashland?
Once upon a time they did.
Oh, okay.
Now he's got to get through some pretty
security
strict checkpoints. One down for Mitch Meyer. On Saturday, October 16th, the Cleveland Baseball Federation will hold their 100th anniversary gala at the Terrace Club at Progressive Field. And enjoy a fun-filled evening honoring Mayor Frank Jackson, Indians owner Larry Dolan. For more information or to buy tickets, call 216-212-9956 or visit cbfkids.org. Over the outside corner for a strike to Mitch Meyer, 0 for 3 in last night's ball game. Now the 2-2. High fly ball fairly deep to right, but Chu will make the catch just in front of the track. 2 away.
Well, it'll be kids' fun night tomorrow night as the Indians play Game 3 in this series. It's a 7:05 start, and kids get out on the Gateway Plaza. They have everything, all the activities going, including batting cages, speed pitch, wiffle ball. Call 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com. That'll all take place tomorrow night.
And a strike is called to Gregor Blanco, who was called out on strikes his first time up. Big chopper foul. The 0-2. Line to third, right into the glove of Nix. Royals go 1-2-3. Josh Tomlin has retired 6 in a row. Trevor Crow leading off. Bottom of the third inning. He singled and scored the Indians' first run in the bottom of the first.
A little ketchup with that dog.
Oh, I thought they were going for the double dip, ketchup and mustard. Bouncer to short, Betancourt throws him out, one away. Well, thanks to Jason Nix, we raised a little more money tonight for the Gathering Place. Over $7,000 raised thanks to Indians homers this year. Great clips. Making a donation, $50 every Indians homer this year. Rick and I are also making donation as well. Log on to touchedbycancer.org to learn how you can make a donation or simply to learn more about the Gathering Place. Asdrubal Cabrera grounded out to first base his first time up. The 0-2, and Asdrubal shoots it out of play. Down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
We see it a lot where a lot of teams, when they get Cabrera to 2 strikes, try and pound him inside. Get him off the plate. Recently, he's been hit with a number of pitches. He's on that plate. He chokes up a lot. He has a short swing, but they try and pound him in there. Once they get him looking in there, they try and throw off-speed pitches away.
O'Shaver's 2-2. Missed down low with the fastball. And so a good at bat for Cabrera to run the count full. Next pitch will be number 45 for O'Shaver. Chu waits on deck, then Hafner here in the third. Pop back out of play as Asdrubal stays alive. There's a fastball hit between first and second, and a base hit.
Good at bat. Down in the count 0-2, and he comes back. Trevor Crow did that back in the first inning. Worked the count full and then get a base hit. Cabrera does the exact same thing.
Our Subway Fresh Face of the Game is brought to you by Subway. Play hard, eat fresh. Nick Weglar's in 87 games this year, split between AA Akron and AAA Columbus, batted .285. How about that 50 walks? And that's one of the things they've always talked about. Nick Weglar's great eye at the plate, but got to stay healthy too. Out with a sprained thumb late in the season. 8-pitch at bat for Asdrubal Cabrera results in a base hit. He's aboard for Chu, who drove in a run his first time up.
Chu, he ended up getting O'Shaver back last week in the first inning. Hit a 2-run homer to cap that weekend. That was the first inning. It's right down in his zone. He was playing in those fountains all weekend long.
Strike is called, and the count quickly 0-2. And another knock for Chu as that one drops in front of Gordon in left. He's 2 for 2 and 2 on for the Tribe with 1 out here in the third.
Boy, that was a good at-bat for Chu. He was also down, and he fights that ball off the other way. Changed his approach after Hoshaver got him down. Watch the swing. But what happened there, he elevated the pitch, and it's easier for Chu to go the other way with it and just slaps it the other way. So Chu is now 2 for 2. The Indians already with 5 hits in the ball game.
You know, Rick, there are some times where I look at Alex Gordon and see a guy who is still maybe just a little bit hesitant because he's not maybe 100% comfortable.
Still learning on the job training. I mean, just when you switch from the infield, go to the outfield, you don't learn it in 1 year. You have so many different balls that are hit your way from left-handers that'll slice on you and fall in front of you, and you know you're not sure of. He may not still be sure of how he wants to pick up the baseball coming out of there. So it's you can always learn.
Hafner with a base hit into right field. Cabrera into third is going to be waved home. Myers throw to the plate, and he is safe. He kicked his feet out from under him, and Cabrera scores to make it 3-0 Cleveland. Hafner with his 45th run batted in on the year. Cabrera slowly walking back toward the dugout. That was a pretty good collision. And remember, he's sliding into the shin guards of Brian Pena.
Well, Meyer made a good throw, and it was awfully close. He was going to slide late. I don't know if he kicked the ball out or not. Let's take a look at it. Because he short hopped that throw. That's a tough hop. But he went to block the plate, and he might have hit the shin guard with his shin. But he ends up kicking the ball out of Pena's glove. Hafner will go to second base. See, he got his foot in even though Pena was blocking the plate off.
You know, Pena knocked the ball out of his glove with his bare hand, it looked like.
He might have, because I was looking at the feet of both Cabrera and Pena. I wasn't looking in the glove.
I think he inadvertently knocked the ball out of his own glove. It's just one of those bad luck deals for Pena. One more look at this. Watch. The throw comes in. He gloves it. Now he goes to protect it with his bare hand and knocks it out.
He sure did. I was looking down below to watch the footwork, and he did. He knocked the ball out of his own glove. So the Indians score another run. It's 3-0.
They've got the infield in. Does Kansas City with only 1 out and Shelley Duncan at the plate. He went too far, says home plate umpire Mark Carlson.
Well, this is what you want to do offensively. You got an opportunity to have a big inning and possibly put them away and add on instead of getting just one in an inning. Golden opportunity here.
Good block by Pena. Swung on and missed. Boy, he gave him a pretty good fastball. Had a little giddy up on it. Duncan couldn't square it.
He throws this one. Looks like he throws it by him. He sure did. He was trying to hit one in the air, and he gets it by him.
Now the 1-2. Duncan a little tapper. Runners have to hold. Betancourt throws him out. 2 down. I guess that's a read play, and Chu decided to hold at third. Let's go back to the studios for an in-game update. Here's Al.
All right, Matt, Rick, let's go to New York where the Red Sox taking on the Yankees in Boston with an early 3-run lead. Jed Lowry, 3-run homer here, his 12th of the season. Curtis Granderson, though, just homered in the third. The Yankees' first hit off Josh Beckett. So it's 3-1, third inning.
2 down, runners still at second and third. Infield backs up now. Jordan Brown to the plate, popped up on the infield his first time up. Up and away with the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Three straight hits by the Indians set up this inning. They got 1 run in, 2 more in scoring position with 2 down. And now the count 2-1 for Jordan Brown. Hafner, the runner at second base, with Chu down at third. Base hit would likely score them both. And it's 2-2.
Well, you're certainly going to send him on a base hit with 2 outs. You have a 3-run lead. Concentrate on getting off. As soon as you see that bat going in motion now with 2 strikes, you're going to take off.
Pitch number 60 on the night for Hochevar right here. Bouncer foul. Manny Acta watched his club come out with 6 hits in the first 3 innings here tonight. The 2-2. Count goes full. I mentioned the 6 hits because 26 times this year the Indians have been held to 5 hits or less.
Well, the 6 hits. Hochevar's had a number of guys down in the count with 2 strikes, but he's let them back into the count. Hasn't been able to really put them away. Base hit here go a long way to get a crooked number on the board.
3-2 fouled, third base side. "78 times this year, not including tonight. The Indians have had a game in which they had 6 to 9 hits. And 49 times this year they've had 10 hits or more in a game. They're on their way to a big night offensively if they can sustain it. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Hochevar gets out of the jam. Indians get a run. Cleveland 3, Kansas City nothing through 3 innings of play. 3-zip Indians, top of the 4th inning. Mike Aviles, Billy Butler, Wilson Betterman due up for KC. Josh Tomlin, 42 pitches so far on the night.
Been very sharp. The only blemish on his card is a leadoff walk in the 2nd inning.
There's a drive to left that's over the head of Duncan. That'll be the first hit for Kansas City. And not surprisingly, it comes off the bat of Mike Aviles because he has been swinging a hot bat for the Royals.
Well, you make a mistake with him right now up or middle of the plate in. He turns on it. He loves that ball middle in. You've got to, if you show him in, you go in off the plate and knock him off, and you can go back out away and try and get him to reach for it. But he's hitting everything middle in. So the Royals' first hit, leadoff double here in the 4th.
Billy Butler flied to center his first time up. Aviles, the runner at second base, and the 1-1 to Butler. Straighten him up with a fastball. Swung on a miss. Good placement of the fastball there.
You're right. Well placed. And Butler upset himself that he swung at it, I think, as he took the pitch before. That was high. It would have been a 3-1 count, but he got him to chase it. He went right back up there.
And the 2-2. Back out of play.
Yeah, he's pounding him in there. He doesn't want him to get those hands extended. And, it's not a bad idea. You make him work to get those hands through. This guy's a good enough hitter, but you can see it's above the belt. And not many hitters can get those hands out front when you're pounding him inside and upstairs. Best you can do is foul it off like he's doing.
In the air, right field. Back goes Chu. On the track to pull it down. Aviles will tag and go to third. So he can get home on a sac fly or a ground ball now with one out here in the 4th. And it'll bring up Wilson Betterman.
Hey, we want to send along our best wishes to number 1, Bob Feller in the Cleveland Clinic. And, Bob, we know you're going through your chemo treatments, and I hope you're watching the ball game tonight. We miss you down at the ballpark, so we hope you're feeling better and get back out here as soon as possible.
This doesn't seem the same without number 19 here in the press box.
You're absolutely right. You know he wants to be here, too, because I don't know. Whoever's watching on his room, they're in trouble because he's going to be up walking around. He's not a guy that can sit still.
He'll probably be bending somebody's ear about it, too.
Well, Bob, we hope you're feeling much better.
The 0-1 to Betterman. In the air, deep to left. Back goes Duncan. Still going back. Pulls it down. That'll get a run home as Aviles tags and scores, and Kansas City's on the board. Indians' lead now is 3-1. For Betterman, it's his 41st RBI on the year. And with 2 down, Kila Kaiahue will be the batter. Flied out to center his first time up.
Tomlin, 7 straight first pitch strikes.
Thank you.
Well, you got to give the number. I can't help it. I didn't call a curveball. Blame Lou. Thank you for thanking me.
Popped up. Foul ground might be playable.
Yeah.
Can they get there? No. Oh, man. Duncan came up awkwardly on that rubberized track there. And luckily, everybody gets up okay. That did not look good initially.
Looked like bowling pins falling. You know, it's not going to be casual. You got to slide because you're getting close. He slides on the grass and then hits that track and sticks and takes a knee to the head and trips Cabrera up. It's an incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Oh, man. That could have been a lot worse than it turned out to be. The 1-1 pitch. Three balls and a strike. Takes a fastball right down the slot. Full count. Kind of surprised he didn't turn it loose on that pitch.
Well, you're looking 3-1. You should be looking fastball.
And the payoff pitch is hit on the ground to first. Knocked down there by Jordan Brown. He'll go himself, and the inning is over. But the leadoff double by Mike Aviles leads to the Royals' first run. 3-1 Cleveland, middle of the 4th. She's trying to get one of the hot dogs' attention to come over and say hi. 3-1 Tribe, bottom of the 4th, bottom third of the order, due up for Cleveland. Jason Nix, Drew Sutton, Lou Marson. Nix homered his first time up. Whoa. That took off a little bit. Another look back in the second inning. Pitch was up, and I mean, he pounced on it.
Yeah, very quick. He turned on that ball.
Hochevar with a 1-1. Breaking ball. Did he go? He did not. It's his first base off Jeff Kellogg. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
We also want to tell Mike Quintano to get well. He's at Southwest General. Mike, let's go, buddy. We're missing the clubhouse.
Mark's down there burning the toast, scrambling the eggs. It's a mess. 2-2 swung on and missed. Nick strikes out 4 Ks for Hochevar. One down here in the fourth. Drew Sutton bounced out to first base his first time up. And that's inside 1-1. 70 pitches now for Luke Hochevar, 45 for strikes to this point in the game. Guy's had some injury problems and just hoping to get through the rest of the year healthy. Ned Yost is hoping he can be part of their rotation next season. But it all starts with, getting out of here healthy, coming to camp next year, and hitting the ground running.
Well, he was on the 60-day DL, went on it on June 16th, and he had a right elbow sprain. And you're right, you have to stay healthy. He was the #1 draft pick, #1 in the draft back in 2006.
Curve, and he's out looking. Hochevar has struck out 3 consecutive Indians, 2 down here in the fourth inning.
Well, plan a family outing at a Sunday Tribe game and save big with the KeyBank Grand Slam 4-pack. You get 4 tickets, $40 to spend on food and drinks, 4 Indians hats, and a parking pass for just $96. Plus, access, of course, to all the activities out on the plaza. Tickets are on sale now. Last one coming Sunday.
Lou Marson takes a strike, 0 for 2 last night. Just hit a little squiver up the first baseline. His only time up tonight. Hochevar, a number of times tonight, he's been kind of stopping and starting and stepping off the rubber. With Boston taking it to New York tonight, 7-1 Red Sox in the fourth inning in Yankee Stadium.
I think that's Lester on the mound for Boston as well.
Well, there's Marson with a drive to left, but playable for Gordon, and the Indians go 1-2-3. 4 complete. The Indians 3 and the Royals 1. Get a new Chicken McNuggets party pack. 50 Chicken McNuggets for just $9.99. McDonald's, I'm loving it. By KeyBank, stop in and start a conversation and unlock your possibilities. And by Panini's. Panini's, visit any of our 18 locations in Northeast Ohio, now including Twinsburg. 3-1 Tribe as we go now to the fifth inning here at Progressive Field. Brian Pena, Alex Gordon, Unieski Betancourt due up for KC. Josh Tomlin fires a first pitch strike. He whiffed Pena in his first at bat. Now the 1-1. High fly ball, right field. Routine, though, for Shin-Soo Choo. One away.
Well, the Indians will take on the Detroit Tigers in their final home series of the year. That'll be September 27th, or Monday through Wednesday. Get to the ballpark before the end of the season. The AM, PM, all-you-can-eat seats for just $32.
One down for Alex Gordon, who looks at a strike over the outside corner. Flied to center his first time up. Gordon now 1 for 5 in the series. Tomlin, the 0-1, caught the outside edge. 0-2 the count. Royals only have one hit, but it led to their only run. A double to lead off the fourth by Mike Aviles. Went to third on a long fly to right by Butler. Came home on a long fly to left by Betterman. But thanks to that one run, they probably feel like they're in pretty good shape.
You know, with only one hit, they got him over and got him in. You're still in a ball game, but here now Tomlin trying to go fifth inning in all 11 starts this year.
He went too far, and Gordon strikes out. That's 4 for Tomlin. Gordon doesn't like it. He barks a little bit on his way back to the dugout.
Well, it's a good curveball. And he thought he held up. There's the angle we'll get. Close, but no cigar. They get the call.
Well, Marson did a good job of selling it as best he could. Now Betancourt looks at a ball up high. In the air to center. This is going to go quick. 1, 2, 3 goes KC. Josh Tomlin has now retired 6 in a row, and the Indians stay on top 3-1. 3-1. Bottom of the 5th inning. And Trevor Crowe takes a strike. Little broken bat bouncer to second. Flipped to first by Bediment for the out. This recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Shin-Soo Choo got the try ball on the board first with a 1-out RBI single in inning number 1. Jason Nix homered in the second to make it 2-zip. And then Travis Hafner with a base hit to right field, scoring is Drupal Cabrera on a close play at the plate to make it 3-0 Indians. And they now lead it 3-1 here in the 5th. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Luke Hochevar into the line on the 1-0 to his Drupal. It is a little bit too high. And a base hit into right field for Cabrera. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Almost a carbon copy of his last base hit, which also came with 1 out in the 3rd inning, and it sparked a 3-hit rally for the Tribe that led to their last run.
Now, when he gets his fastball up, they've been able to take advantage of it. They have, out of their 7 hits, the 6 singles and the solo home run by Jason Nix. But, yeah, these guys in their last at-bat back in the 3rd inning, it was 3 straight singles to plate the 3rd run for the Indians. This would be a good time to add on.
Chu with a high fly ball, deep left center. Back goes Blanco, looking up, it is off the top of the wall. Around third, scoring easily as Drupal Cabrera. Shin-Soo Choo with a towering RBI double. His 3rd hit of the night, his 2nd RBI. And once again, Shin-Soo Choo is just riddling the Kansas City Royals with hits.
You can't hit it any harder than that. That ball, it hit on the left field side of center field, or it would have been a home run to straightaway center. Goes high off the wall, and I mean high off the wall. That ball was probably about 16 feet up there, and it doesn't miss by much. Almost gets Marky, our cameraman, out there in center field. Goes down, but it'll drive in a run. They're going to walk Hafner intentionally.
So they'll put him aboard with 1 out and bring up Shelly Duncan. But Shin-Soo Choo up to his old tricks against Kansas City. Tell you who's enjoying this one tonight. Joseph Clement, who was born last Friday, September 17th. He and his dad, Steve, are watching his first Indians game tonight. They're down in Jacksonville, Florida, originally from Strongsville. So congratulations to the Clement family. Dad says we're hoping this is the first of many Tribe games they'll watch together. Well, you're off to a good start. The Indians leading at 4-1. Looking for more now as Shelly Duncan comes to the plate 0 for 2 tonight. Down low, ball 1. Fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'll send out some birthday wishes to Bobo Khalil, who is turning 8. Bobo's from Chesterland. Also, Marie Glitz of Massillon turning 94. Kelly and Berlin Williams of Fairport Harbor celebrating their 16th anniversary as Jesse Chavez is up and throwing in that Kansas City bullpen.
O'Shaver with a 1-2. And Duncan sends a high fly ball. This is not deep enough, though, to advance anybody. Blanco camps under it, makes the catch. Chu's actually going to tag and will go to third, and he beats the throw.
Boy,
holy smokes.
You know what?
Just by the skin of his teeth, he got in there safely.
That should never, ever happen to a center fielder where a guy could tag up from second and go to third base. He's in shallow left center field. He took for granted that Chu was not running, and Chu just continued to run. He was lazy, he was flat-footed, and that's why Chu made it. I mean, that's a sin. That's a cardinal sin right there. No way. Get out of the way. Watch him flat-footed, catches it. He just took for granted. No momentum going to the base, and Chu continued to run. If he put anything behind that, Chu would have been a dead duck. And it would have looked bad on Chu's part for going to third base. Instead, you burn the outfielder there.
So first and third with 2 down for Jordan Brown, who is 0 for 2 tonight. Well, and when you're Blanco and you know you've got Gerard Dyson, who's on this roster and also playing it, that's a competition going on right now.
That's embarrassing right there. Someone will say something to him when he gets in the dugout. That should never happen. He should have thrown Chu out.
Well, the thing about it is it looked like he did everything right to get himself in position, and then he just kind of stopped. Then once he made the catch, he just stopped.
He expected him not to run. That's exactly what he did.
I'll tell you what,
that's how you learn.
That's
how you learn. I mean, Chu burned him. Good for Chu.
In the dirt, and that almost paid dividends right there. If that ball gets away from Pena, Chu's able to dance home. Pretty good stop by the Royals catcher. And a 1-2 count for Jordan Brown. Brown popped up on the infield in the second. He struck out with runners at second and third, and 2 down in inning number 3. And now Hafner with a stolen base. Are you kidding me?
Well, they're not even paying attention. They were behind him.
That's his second steal on the year.
Is that a stolen base, though? Were they behind him, Tommy?
Another look at that stolen base, courtesy of Saucony Shoes, dedicated to inspiring every runner every day. At Saucony, we run. And a weak bouncing ball to second. Betterment throws him out. Indians tack on another run. Through 5, they lead it 4-1. 5-ounce Planters peanuts, $3.95 at any Northeast Ohio Mark's location.
So come into your nearest Mark's, where you'll find a huge selection at low prices every day.
Curveball for a strike to Mitch Meyer, who flied to right his first time up. Josh Tomlin, 12 out of 18 first pitch strikes.
Yeah, Tomlin's been throwing the ball very well tonight. Good break to his cutter. Turns it over, a little sinker. He mixed in a few curveballs. Second Indians pitcher, look at that. 5 innings in each of his first 11 starts. Steve Dunning did it in 12 starts. He passed Herbie. Herb Score did it in his first 10 back in 1955.
The only inning in which Tomlin has made more than 17 pitches was in the second, when he needed 21 to go through the Royals lineup. He has struck out 4 Kansas City hitters. And then again, he's just been mixing it up.
That's exactly right. That's how he pitches. There's a curveball, another breaking ball, he gets a strikeout, and again, all his strikeouts have come on that curveball. And he has 4 strikeouts. His season high is 5. He's done it 3 different times.
Ground ball up the middle. And a nice attempt by Drew Sutton, but he couldn't come up with it. And Blanco holds with a 1-out single. Sutton looked like he was there and ready to smother it, but it scoots underneath the mitt.
Yeah, that's one of those things when you get caught in between, you got to dive for it. And the next thing you know, you put your glove out there, and maybe sometimes it goes underneath it. You can't get down quick enough. 10 fly ball outs, a couple ground ball, and 4 strikeouts.
Breaking ball strike to Mike Aviles, who doubled and scored his last time up.
This will be interesting the 3rd time through. We have seen Josh a couple of times go out there, and they've scored on him in a matter of maybe 8 pitches. They were able to put some quick runs on the board.
Boy, if Gregor Blanco had gotten picked off right there, he might as well just walk down and watch the rest of this game from the bullpen. Does have a pretty good lead over there. He has 10 steals on the year.
You can't steal here. You got the meat of your lineup coming up. Unless you can absolutely skate in there. And you're 100% sure. You're down 3 runs here, and you're in the 6th inning.
Swung on and missed.
That's where you want to keep it away. If you want to go inside and keep them honest, throw them in there and knock them off the plate.
That's how he got Aviles in the first inning.
Right. Had him reaching for it.
Tight breaking ball off the plate away. Because Aviles, he really likes to pull the ball, and a lot of times it almost looks like he starts his swing towards the third base side with that foot. Cabrera goes to second for 1. Sutton's relay is in time. A double play to end the inning. 6-4-3, and the Royals are out of the 6th. Tribe on top 4-1. Greg Gilmesh coming on now for Kansas City.
Another one of their starters that was injured this year and working his way back. The guy that they signed a few years ago as a free agent, gave him big dollars.
Jason Nix, Drew Sutton, Lou Marson for the Tribe. First pitch swinging. Fly ball to right. One down. Let's go back to the studio for an in-game update. Al Pawlowski has the latest on the Tampa Bay Rays' pursuit of the AL East crown.
Yeah, Matt, they came into tonight a half game back of New York in the East. They were up 2-0, but Seattle ties it here in the fourth inning. Base hit by Adam Moore scores Franklin Gutierrez, and it's 2-all. Sixth inning now in St. Pete. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Al. Boston, meanwhile, just continues to waylay the Yankees. They lead it 10-1 in the fifth in New York. Gilmesh, in his new role as a reliever, says that he feels pretty good. He said, quote, "I'm ready for them to take the training wheels off. Because every time he's pitched so far, he's come in clean, fresh, new inning." He says a true reliever for me is coming in when we need a punch out. With only one out and runners on second and third in the sixth or seventh inning. I want to get to that point. I feel I can do it. And I know this month is more a matter of just seeing what I have in one-inning stints or maybe a two-inning stint here or there. He says, I understand in the beginning that we're going to be cautious, but now we realize I can get after it quicker and still feel pretty good.
Well, he's been around and he knows, a lot of managers, it's tough to bring relievers in when you have guys on base. They like to start them fresh, clean innings, but he's right. A good reliever, a guy that can come out and get you the outs when you need them with runners in scoring position. Boy, if you have that as a manager, you love it. Doesn't give up the inherited runs.
The 2-2 to Sutton. Swung on and missed. Strikes him out, 2 down. Here's the answer to the AT&T trivia question. AT&T rethink possible.
My first guess or first thought in my mind was Quisenberry.
I was thinking Bruce Sutter.
Back in '83, 45 saves. That was a lot of saves back then, boy.
Here's Lou Marson.
Saves now.
0 for 2. And a pitch down low. For his part, manager Ned Yost says that they're going to stay on the cautious side with Gilmesh. They don't want to pitch him on back-to-back nights, and they want to, at this point, have him start an inning clean. And Ned Yost says, quote, that's just to be on the safe side. We don't want to rush him. He said, I think he could come in and pitch in the middle of an inning. And he said, maybe before the year is over, we'll try that. But right now, I just want to bring him in, work some clean innings.
Why not?
Get it under his belt.
You have 9 games left. Why do something crazy?
Bouncing ball to short. Betancourt slings it over. And the Indians go 1-2-3. Good inning for Gilmesh. We'll go to the 7th. Cleveland 4, Kansas. AT&T Rethink Possible. Buy the Sierra from GMC. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. And by Wendy's. You know when it's real. Wendy's. 4-1 Tribe on top, 7th inning. Billy Butler, Wilson Bedemet, Keela Kaiahui. Josh Tomlin pitching into the 7th inning here tonight for the 4th time. Tomlin has an ERA of 6.75 in the 7th inning so far this year. So while he's been able to pitch consistently through 5 innings, getting a little bit deeper, gets a little more treacherous.
That's why you got to keep your eye on him that 3rd time through, why Manny Acta has Perez up in the bullpen.
5-star league leaders brought to you by the GMC Sierra. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. Butler pops it up on the infield. Brown, the first baseman, is there. 1 quick out. Brings up Wilson Bedemet, who has walked, and he drove in a run with a sacrifice fly his last time up. Swung out and missed, 0-2.
That is the 8-0-2-1-2 count now for Tomlin. And Kansas City 0 for 7 in the first 7 counts. And he's gotten all of his punch-outs. They've come on the curveball.
Checked his swing. He almost chased after it, and he said he did. Wow, third base ump Jeff Nelson punches out Bedemet. And that's 5 Ks now for Tomlin, 2 down in the inning.
Ties a season high. That's the 4th time this year he has struck out 5. And guess what? Guess what pitch it came off of? The curveball. Every one tonight. When he's had that 0-2-1-2 count on the hitter, he's gone with the curveball and has been very effective. Lou Marson continuing to call that pitch, and why not? 5 punch-outs on it.
Bouncing ball to second.
Great inning.
Wow. And I mean lightning fast goes Kansas City. Stretch time in Cleveland, 4-1 Tribe. Twinsburg, visit paninisgrill.com to find a location near you. Terrific effort. The by Josh Tomlin, Indian starter tonight.
Yeah, he has been on a very good roll.
9 pitches in the 5th inning, 9 pitches in the 6th inning, 7 pitches in the 7th inning. Trevor Crow pops the bunt up, and Brian Pena smothers it against his chest protector for out number 1. Let's look at that pitching matchup tonight, brought to you by the G Series from Gatorade. 3 fuels for 3 stages of the game. Gatorade has evolved. That's G.
Well, these two locked up last weekend in Kansas City on Sunday, and Hochevar got the best of Tomlin, but not tonight. He turned the table on him. Tomlin, 7 innings, just 2 hits, 1 earned run, and it's been a gem. Look at, he barely looks like he's sweating.
As Dribble Cabrera has singled twice tonight, and both times he has come around to score runs. Back in the starting lineup and paying dividends tonight. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes.
You know, you have to sit back and wonder how much that broken arm back in May really hurt him. Coming back, you know, he got back as quickly as possible, and he had the pins put in, and you know, it just can't be the same.
I think we take for granted. I don't mean to throw you in this. We take for granted as fans, as people who watch the game, because guys come back so quickly from injuries nowadays. We just expect them to automatically come back.
Right, yeah.
And it's not that easy.
Well, you know what, Matt? I'm thrown in there, too, because I look at it this way. If you're in the lineup, you expect them to be okay. You forget, though, you know, you play through aches and pains in this ball game when you're an everyday player. And there's days you go out there where, you know, you may only have 75% of something. You can't be 100% all the time, and his arm has certainly had to bother him at times. We've seen it.
Grounded to short. Betancourt throws him out. 2 down. Here's our Miller Taste Greatness moment on this date in 2006. Grady Sizemore with a drive down the line. And he comes all the way around to score an inside the park homer down in Texas. The left fielder, the big Caballo.
He's in Houston now.
Yeah, he was from the White Sox.
I got you.
Carlos Lee. Remember, he went in, and it looked like it took him a day to go pick that ball up after he didn't come up with it.
They call him the El Caballo, man, the big horse.
Oh, boy.
That was the Clydesdale sliding on that track.
Once he didn't catch it, he was like, oh, you mean I have to get up and go get it now? Man. How about the night Shin Soo Choo is at? 3 for 3. 2 singles, a double, 2 runs driven in. Just missed hitting a home run his last time up. Our man John Krepop tells us that 40 of Choo's 264 career ribbies have come at the expense of the Kansas City Royals.
He loves blue. Choo loves blue.
Blue by Choo.
Blue by Choo. Well, he had a total of 8 pitches in his first 3 at-bats. And that last at-bat, it's tough to hit a ball any harder than he hit it.
And, you know, it's hard to tell what, if any, effect the breeze may have had on it. I mean, those flags are blowing. If they're not blowing straight in, they're blowing left to right. It definitely didn't help it at all.
No, it should. Yeah, you're right. You were hoping it would have pushed it over a little bit. It did not. I think this Kansas City staff would be wise to just pitch around this guy.
Well, we talked about it earlier. Ned Yost, their manager, said in Kansas City we didn't make good pitches, and good hitters, they basically destroy bad pitches. And then they walk him here. 2-out free pass. In the first inning, with Trevor Crow on base, Choo drives him in with a base hit to center field. Third inning.
That was an 0-2 pitch there.
That was a hard line drive to the opposite field. And then this is the one he smashed.
Look at that. Almost went out. And you're right, that wind wasn't helping at that point in time. But That's a long way to left center field.
I'd be willing to bet, based on the way he reacted when he hit that, on most nights that's a home run.
He thought it was out.
Runner goes, throw down, and he's safe. Chu with stolen base number 21. Another look at that steal, courtesy of Saucony Shoes, dedicated to inspiring every runner every day. At Saucony, we run.
You know, Pena's got to be behind that plate thinking, he didn't catch last night and Chu didn't get any hits, did he? Chu had a rough night.
You're telling me he's going to give him a guy a complex.
I know it. He was a catcher behind the plate when he hit the 3 home runs. Chu was 0 for 4 last night. They may not play Pena just because they don't want him to put the fingers down with Chu up there. Chu, again, another 3 for 3 night.
They're going to walk Hafner for the second time tonight as well. They're going to go after Shelley Duncan, who's had a rough night at the plate here this evening, 0 for 3. Playing the percentages. Set up a force with 2 down. And Duncan 0 for 3 steps to the plate. Luis Valbuena on the run for Pronk. And it's inside for ball 1. Bloop down the right field line, dropping in a hurry. Coming around third, Chu will score. Into third goes Valbuena, and Duncan delivers his first hit of the night, drives home a run, makes it a 5-1 Indians advantage.
So the walks come back and hurt Gil Mesh. The 2-out walk to Chu, an intentional walk after he stole second base, and a bloop by Duncan makes it a 5-1 game. That ball in on the trademark, not a bad pitch at all. He was trying to run it in and upstairs. It's just that Duncan got enough of it and put it in the right spot.
And so now Jordan Brown steps in 0 for 3. Outside ball 1. Quick throw over. Shelley back with a dive. Little bit outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Now, even though he's been a starter, you make that transition to the bullpen, and all of a sudden, multiple inning outings are something new. Brown trying to drive it over the head of Blanco. It's deep to center, but Blanco makes the over-the-shoulder grab to end the inning. Tribe tacks on yet another run, and they lead it 5-1.
any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Josh Tomlin pitching into the 8th inning here tonight. And he is pitching a gem. 1 run on just 2 hits through 7 innings. Swing and a miss. Pena is out in a hurry. A half dozen Ks for Josh Tomlin here tonight.
Season high. Season high 6.
$11 o'clock right here on Sports Time Ohio. It's the Notre Dame College high school football game of the week. Brunswick at Twinsburg. Dave Bacon and Frank Stams have all the action for you coming up at 11 p.m. Rick, Josh Tomlin pitched into the 8th inning in his major league debut against the New York Yankees. But this now is his longest outing of his young career. You remember, in his major league debut against New York, he allowed just 1 run on 3 hits in 7 innings of work.
Well, he's been just as good tonight. He has been fun to watch. He hasn't had a hiccup. He's worked quickly. He's thrown strikes. Out of his 90 pitches, 62 strikes.
The 1-2 pitch to Gordon. Ooh, he almost chased after it, and that has been his bread and butter all night. Get ahead, throw the hook, let him go fish.
Yes, indeed. And Lou Marson's continued to call that pitch. He's had a couple of check swings, and Gordon had one of them. Now he runs a fastball in on him.
Weak bouncer to second. Sutton flips it over 2 away.
Well, the final Kids Fun Day will be Sunday when the Royals end up their series before heading out of town. Come on out, kids. All the activities on the plaza. For one last time before winter, call 216-420-HITS.
Line drive, base hit, right center. Crow over to cut it off. And he'll hold Unieski Betancourt to a 2-out single.
Well, I'm surprised that the Royals haven't tried that a little sooner. Swinging at that first pitch, he's had 18 out of 26 first pitch strikes. But, I mean, he hasn't just thrown them down the middle to get ahead. He's made some quality pitches.
Mitch Meyer sends a high, lazy pop to shallow left. Cabrera calling for it. He's got it. A career-high 8 innings of work for Josh Tomlin. 1 run on 3 hits allowed. Tribe in command 5-1. A little better than 25,000 on hand. Fireworks after the ball game tonight. Fan Appreciation Weekend. Final homestand of the regular season of 2010. Blake Wood on to work for the Royals here in the 8th inning. He'll face the bottom third of the Indians' order. Tribe has scored in 5 of the 7 innings tonight. The only 2 innings in which the Indians did not score tonight, they went 1, 2, 3, and both times it was this bottom third part of the order in the 4th and 6th innings. They've scored in every other inning tonight. An RBI single by Chu in the 1st, 1-out homer by Nix in the 2nd, RBI single by Hafner in the 3rd, RBI double by Chu in the 5th, and an RBI single by Duncan in the 7th. First pitch, strike to Nix. There's another long fly ball. Yeah, deep to left. Gordon's looking up. It is gone to Souvenir City. Nix with his 2nd home run of the night. And the Indians have now scored in 6 of the 8 innings.
Yeah, they've been amazing. All ones. And Nix gets his 2nd home run of the game. And his 13th on the year. th on the year, but maybe you'll see that one. That one got a little farther than the last
sure
one.
Did. 13 of those 14 home runs by Jason Nix have come as a Cleveland Indian. He hit 1 with Chicago before they cut him loose. Drew Sutton looks at a strike. He's 0 for 3 on the night. A little bit outside. Down low.
Indians with 10 hits tonight. A couple of home runs, both by Nix, the double by Chu. The rest singles, and they have scored in 6 innings of this ball game. They've had better opportunities to add on, but they have only put 1 on in 6 different innings.
Get a look at that with our box score presented by Mass Mutual. Lou Marson, as you just saw there, 0 for 3. 0 for 5 now in the series. Looks at the ball inside. As Drupal Cabrera's had a good night, couple of hits, couple of runs scored. The guy he's talking to has had a good night. 2 swings of the bat, 2 home runs. Sunday night, third episode of the STO Celebrity Par 3 Shootout. Elvis Gerbach, Austin Carr, Al Pulowski, and Tim the Ripper Owens from Judas Priest will go head-to-head. Jim Donovan and Jimmy Hanlon will call the action Sunday night at 10 right here on STO. Marson rips it down the right field line, headed to the corner. Lou will roll into second base with a one-out double. And Blake Wood has been roughed up here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, going the other way. Nice swing. Line drive stroke. That's double territory right there. So Lou Marson cruises into second base, his 15th double.
Down low. Throw with a little broken bat bouncer to short. Betancourt throws him out, 2 away. Marson goes to third. And the batter now will be Asdrubal Cabrera. Cabrera looks at a ball that sinks low. 1-1. Missed away again. He keeps trying to get Cabrera to go after it. Now the 2-1 pitch to Asdrubal Cabrera. Swung on and missed to even the count. For those of you wondering at home, it looks like Josh Tomlin will try to go the distance here tonight. Nobody warming in the bullpen, although I would suspect that maybe if he comes out when he starts the 9th inning, they'll get some action in the bullpen.
Yeah, they will. There's guys that have been up and throwing. And I'll tell you what, the kid has earned the right to go out and complete the game. Without a doubt.
Base hit into left field. Another run comes home. Cabrera singles to left. It's his first RBI tonight, but it's his third base hit. And the Indians now with a 7-1 advantage. It's their first crooked number.
Yeah, it is. Welcome back, Asdrubal Cabrera. 3 hits tonight. He scored a couple of runs, gets his first RBI and a 2-out base hit. And it's the first time they put more than 1 on the board.
Shin-Soo Choo will be the batter. He's already 3 for 3 tonight. They walked him his last time up, unintentionally, but they wanted no part of him. See what Wood decides to do here. Down and in for ball 1. Up high. Up high again, 3-0. I think really it's a repeat of his last at bat. They're not intentionally put him on, but they're not throwing anything close. And that's ball 4. Two on, two out. Now let's see who the batter is. It will be Luis Valbuena, who came on to pinch run for Hafner, and he stays in the game. Bob McClure out to talk with Blake Wood.
Well, the offense coming to life a little bit. They've been able to score in 6 of the first 8 innings. This is the first time they've been able to put a crooked number on the board. But the story of the night, Josh Tomlin, who has been outstanding, pitching 8 innings, giving up just 3 hits and allowed just 1 run.
Two on, two out. Valbuena with his first at bat of the night. Takes a strike. Blake Wood, working in the 8th inning, has made 24 pitches. 12 balls, 12 strikes. And the count quickly 0-2 on Valbuena. Tomlin just biding his time. He'll be coming out to work tonight. Valbuena's out on 3 pitches, but the Tribe tacks on 2 more. We'll go to the 9th. 7-1 Cleveland. Finish what he started here this evening. And Gregor Blanco looks at a ball up high. He is 1 for 3 on the night. He has one of the Royals' 3 hits off Josh Tomlin here tonight, as you see Andy Marte taking over at third here in the 9th inning.
Well, Tomlin has been outstanding for his 8 innings. He has faced 27 batters, 19 first pitch strikes. Last 4 innings, just 35 pitches, 27 strikes. He has pounded the strike zone and been in total command all night long. The most pitches he's thrown in an inning, Matt, 21, coming back in the second inning. And then for the last 4 innings, he's had 9, 9, 7, and 10. That's how you get an opportunity to complete a game.
One hop smash to second. Drew Sutton throws him out, 1 down here in the ninth. Stay tuned for the Conrad's postgame show after the ball game. We'll hope to talk to Josh Tomlin, assuming he can get his way through this 9th inning. Let me ask you, though, as efficiently as he has pitched, when you're rooting for the Indians, you praise that and you say that's outstanding. But let's look at it from the Royal standpoint. Are they over there? Is Ned Yost unhappy with some of their at-bats tonight because he's gone through them so quickly?
I don't think so. No, sometimes you have to give a pitcher credit when he's hitting his spots. I mean, he's not just throwing first-pitch strikes down the middle. He's made quality strikes. He's got 6 strikeouts. He's not a strikeout guy. So he's gotten ahead of the hitters to have an opportunity to put him away. He's thrown a good curveball that they've been able to chase. And you see hitters expand their zone when you're ahead of them. Here's another 0-2 count. And that's 12. 0-2, 1-2 counts tonight for Tomlin. So, no, you can't be upset at your hitters because it's just that Tomlin's been that good.
70% strikes for Josh Tomlin.
There's that curveball again.
Little tapper. Marson on the line. It's a fair ball. Throws him out, 2 down. A great play by Lou Marson to jump right on top of it. And with 2 away, Billy Butler comes to the plate for Kansas City.
That one, he got it just before it was going to roll foul. And you can see where Mark Carlson was right on that call. It was right on the line.
Up and in. A little bit low. 2 balls, no strikes. Butler flied to center in the first, flied to deep right in the 4th, fouled out in the 7th. And the 2-0 pitch. 3 balls, no strikes. And he walked him. Walked him on 4 straight. Maybe just trying to overthrow a little bit there, feeling it, trying to reach back for a little something extra against Butler. Maybe overthrowing a bit. So, Wilson Betterman has walked, struck out, drove in a run with a sac fly in the 4th. And a strike is called. Up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Josh Tomlin trying to push through, finish this game off. 8 complete games for the Indians this year. 4 by Fausto Carmona. High fly ball, deep right field. Chu is out of real estate, and it's gone to the Royals bullpen. A 2-out, 2-run homer by Wilson Betterman. That's the 13th home run of the year for Betterman. His 3rd RBI of the night. He's driven in all 3 KC runs. And that's going to be it, maybe. Let's see, Maniac is taking a little jog out to the mound.
Little cutter going down and in.
This is not the walk that you take when you give a guy the hook. He may be just going out to talk to Tomlin and make sure he can see in his eyes that the kid wants to finish this game out. Maybe challenging him a little bit. Kila Kaiahui 0 for 3 will be the batter. Whatever he said, it brought a smile to the face of Lou Marson, so maybe Manny injecting a little humor to try and relax Tomlin. 2 down on the ninth. Kaiahui 0 for 3 steps in and looks at ball 1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And he missed again. 2 balls and a strike. It's almost like that finish line is so close he can reach out and touch it, but he can't get there.
I mean, with 2 outs and nobody on, then the 4-pitch walk to Butler. You know, you try and maybe quicken up a little bit.
Long drive, right field. Chew back pedals, makes the catch, and the game is over. Josh Tomlin completes it. He goes the distance. His first career complete game, a career-high 6 strikeouts. And it leads the Indians to a 7-3 victory over the Kansas City Royals tonight here at Progressive Field. Tomlin with the win is now 5-4 on the year. Losing pitcher is Luke Hochevar, who drops to 6-6 for Kansas City. With the win, the Indians snap their 5-game losing streak. They are now 63-91. Kansas City drops to 63-90. Time now for our play of the game, brought to you by Key Bank. Switch to Key and get a free Sony Bloggy. Visit key.com/bloggy for details.
Well, you look out at the pitcher's mound, and it was a night held by Josh Tomlin. He was in total command tonight. And he had a heck of a curveball going. He had a season high and career high 6 strikeouts. Able to get a double play turn. And Josh Tomlin made it look easy tonight. And that little hiccup in the 9th inning, one breaking ball that got over the fence. It doesn't matter. That's going to be a win for him. That's number 5. That's going to be our key play of the game.
So Tomlin pitches a gem. The Indians' offense erupts. Fireworks time at Progressive Field. We're back with the Conrad's postgame show next.